In this video, you learn about how I show directions. And the directions I'm talking about is not the directions about you going from east to west, north to south. This is not about that type of direction. The direction I'm talking about is the direction of your life, the direction of what you're getting out of life. An important question to ask right now is this the direction that you want to go? And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about, are you getting what you want to get out of life? And if you're not getting what you want out of life, you need to ask, why is that? Is it because you've been dealt some bad hands? Is it because you've been in very bad environments, negative, toxic? Is it because you're too overweight, too short, too dark, too white, too much of an introvert, too much of an extrovert? Because the thing is, you can go on and on, hour after hour, all day, all night, and come up with the reason why you're not getting what you want out of life. And that's why this channel is called How I Show Direction. Because direction is very important. And it's the direction that I'm talking about. How important do you think direction is? For example, direction is more important than your speed. I'll say it again. Direction is more important than your speed. Why is that? If you're someone who can speed through anything with your thoughts, with your feet, in a vehicle, you can speed through things in a rapid pace. You can go as fast as you want, but that doesn't mean that you're going in the direction to get the things that you want in life. And that's why I go back to saying that direction is more important than speed, because you have to go in the right direction to get what you want out of life. And how do you go in the right direction to get what you want out of life? Through your actions. Because before direction can be directed, you have to take the right actions. Everything happens through actions. Everything you want in life happens through actions. An important thing to also remember is your direction is always listening to your actions. If you want to know where you're going, look at your direction. Do this exercise with me. The voice of your action is saying, now, how I show your direction. Am I showing your direction? Yes, I am showing you your direction. And who is I? Who is the I that's showing you your direction? The I is your action. Your action is showing you your direction. The voice of your action is saying right now, how I show your direction. Are you paying attention? Are you listening to me direction? Are you hearing me direction? Because I am showing you your direction. Who am I? Who am I? I am your action that's showing you your direction. Because direction, I know that you are listening to me. I know that you are listening to me because I am your action. I am the action that you listen to. Direction. And regardless of what's happening, regardless of the sound that you hear, regardless of what you're feeling right now, I am showing you your direction. And that's how it is. That's how it is. That's my higher consciousness level of awareness right now. Because I see that what controls my direction controls my life. And whatever controls my direction controls my life every moment is what my life is being about. Every moment. From the starting to the finishing of it. And that's why it's important to look at how I show direction. Understand how important direction is. Because direction is your reality. It's your reality. Tell me what your action is, and I tell you what your direction is. If your action is about worrying about what the future is going to bring forth into your life, that's what your direction will be about. It'll be about worrying. It'll be about worrying and finding anything to not do what you must do to get what you want to get, because you're worrying. And what's the root of worrying? The root of worrying is action. The action of worrying. Worrying about what tomorrow is going to bring. Worrying about if tomorrow is going to be better than today. And you give today less value. Why would you give today less value? Why? Isn't today more valuable than tomorrow? You spend so much time investing into what tomorrow is going to be about, and you spend more time today doom scrolling through social media, doom scrolling through all your worries in your mind, and you forget the most important thing is to rewire your brain for the reality that you want. The way that you rewire your brain for the reality that you want is through internally thinking different. Because change the way you see things and the things you look at differently changes. And when you rewire your brain for what you want, you're operating from a higher frequency of thinking. And when you operate from a higher frequency of thinking, you're seeing that what you're getting is a lot different because your frequency is at a higher level. Because every thought is a level of frequency. And either you're tuned in to the frequency to get what you want, or you're tuned out of the frequency of getting what you want. And if you're tuned out of the frequency of getting what you want, you're moving further away and away from getting what you want. Because you cannot be tuned in and tuned out at the same time. You're either tuned in to get what you want at a high frequency to get what you want, or you're tuned out at a low frequency and moving away from getting what you want. And what is frequency? Frequency is the action that you're giving. You're either giving the action of worrying about wishing that you can get the things that you want, hoping that you can become lucky enough to get what you want, or you're using the frequency of action. If I imagined it, I've lived it. I believe that I've been here before. I act like I've been there before. And where is there? There is the realities of what you want today. And if you live to see tomorrow, you repeat the same process. Do what's working. Giving direction the starring role of every moment of your life. Because what is direction? Direction is the realities that you give action to in order to create the realities that you want. Because direction always listens to your actions. This is why I made this video. Because I understand that my direction will listen to my action from the action that I give. If I didn't give this type of action, this video would not have been created. But I understand and learn that direction wants to be the star of every moment of my life. That's what direction does. And every action that you give is what leads to the direction that your life is going in. And it's either moving you towards what you want, or the actions are moving you away from what you want. Tell me what your actions are, and I'll tell you the direction that your life is going in. Either towards the realities that you want to happen, or away from the realities that you want to happen in your life. You are at this point because you have given actions that's brought you to this point. You are at this point with actions you have chosen. Your direction is always listening to your actions. That's how I arrived to this point. I arrived to this point because I understand and I respect and learned that, and I implemented that my direction is listening to my actions. As you're hearing and seeing my actions right now, this is happening because I learned and implemented that my direction is always, always, always listening to my actions. My direction is always listening to my actions. And regardless of what's happening externally out of me, any noise I hear or how I feel about something that happened in my past or something that's happening right now that can cause an emotional interruption in my life, regardless of what's happening, I understand that the stronger my focus is, which is in my control, the more I can give the action of strong focus to getting my direction to listen to what I want to happen in this moment. It's as simple as that. And if something is working, repeat the process. Because everything is a process. Remember that all things were difficult until they became easy. That's how it works. And that's why how I show direction is very important. And you can take ownership of this also. You can take ownership of this mindset. How I show direction. How do you show direction? You show direction by the actions that you give. Because the actions you give is what calibrates your direction towards getting what you want every moment of every day. You are the sum total of where you are right now through your actions. You are the sum total of where you'll be in the next moment through your actions. You are the sum total of what your future will look like through your actions that you're presently using towards getting what you want or moving away from getting what you want. Because remember, you can't do two things at the same time, just like you can't chase two rabbits going in two different directions at the same time. You can't be moving away from getting what you want and moving towards getting what you want with one kind of action. It's up to you to choose. Choose which action you want to happen. Choose which reality that you want to happen. Choose what you want your direction to hear from you through your actions. Choose what you want your direction to hear from you through your actions. This is what this channel is about. How I show direction. And that's how you need to see things also. You need to see things and repeat this and internalize it and implement it in your life every single day, every moment that you are conscious. Because the moments that you're not conscious is when your default you is running your life. Right now, you're conscious. As you're hearing this, your actions is very powerful because your actions is what creates your realities. And from the actions at the starting point where you are right now to your reality, between those two is your direction. Your direction is a reflection of your actions. And the more you learn and study and become obsessed with seeing that your direction is a reflection of your actions, is the more you see that you have the power to create the realities that you want to create continually on a regular basis, moment after moment, hour after hour, today, tomorrow, and into the future of the future tomorrows. It's not about being perfect. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I stutter. Sometimes I think about things I could have done better through my actions. Sometimes I think about what people think about me. I'm not perfect, but I'm obsessed with being a better version of me. How about you? Are you obsessed with being a better version of you? A better version that's not perfect? Because if you're not obsessed about it, then you're just being casual. And what happens to casual people who take casual actions? Well, casual people who take casual actions leads to casualties of moments that could have, that would have, that should have happened. Realities that could have, would have, should have happened that you wanted but didn't because you were casual. That's what casual does. Casual actions leads to casual realities. Obsessed, laser-focused actions leads to your direction listening to an obsessed, laser-focused action you. Obsessed, laser-focused actions leads to your direction listening to an obsessed, laser-focused action you. That is the power of action. That is the power of your action. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to this channel as we're just getting started. We're just getting started because when you become conscious of the power of your actions, you become conscious of the direction that your life is going in. You become conscious that your direction is listening to your actions. Your direction is listening to your actions. And the more you understand and use the power of this time, the power of the action that you give, that you want your direction to listen to, the more you see your life come together the way that you know that it can come together. But the only way that your life is going to come together, that you know that it can come together, is through your actions that your direction listens to. And once you start taking the actions that makes your life come together, you'll start seeing your life going in the direction that you want it to go in. Because that's how it works. It's not mystical or magical. It's action. The action you give creates the direction that you live. And this is how I show direction. And it's time that your direction start creating the realities that you want to happen for you. Your direction is ready to start creating the realities for you that you want to happen for you. And the way that you get started is to start right now. Give the action that you want your direction to listen to create the realities that you want to create in your life. Because that's how I show direction. How I show direction is through my action. How you show your direction that you want your life to go in is through your action. It's time to get started, and your direction is ready to listen to your actions. The actions that creates the realities that you want to happen. The actions that create the rewiring of your brain to get the realities you want to happen.